Hello friends, most welcome to my YouTube channel Maths by Samit Deshmukh. So today we are starting periodicity of a trigonometric function and how to find out domain range of trigonometric function, means domain range and what period of trigonometric function. So first let us try to understand what is the meaning of periodicity. We will try to understand the concept of periodicity just by considering one simple example of a clock. So let us consider a clock. So all of you are very well aware with a clock. So let this will be our hand of a clock. Let this will be what? Our hand. And initially its position is at mark say 12. Now how much time it will require to complete one revolution? To complete one revolution, it will take 60 minutes. 60 minutes means what? 1 hour. So to complete one revolution for a hour hand, 60 minutes are required, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the same way, 60 minutes are required to complete one revolution. After 60 minutes, whether this hour hand repeats again the same value? Yes, again it will repeat the same value. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, isn't it? Again after 1 hour it will repeat what? Same value. If these conditions are satisfying, at that time we can say that the hour hand is what? Periodic, because its values are repeating after a fixed interval. So now observe the definition. A function f is said to be periodic if its value repeats after a fixed interval. So means if the values are repeating after a fixed interval, at that time that function is called as periodic. Here we are observing that hour hand repeats what? Same value after 1 hour. After completing one revolution, again it repeat what? Same values. So we can say that hour hand is an best example of what? Periodicity. It repeats same value after a fixed interval. What is that fixed interval? It repeats same value after 1 hour. So means that fixed interval is nothing but what? 1 hour. After 1 hour it repeats what? Same values. And that fixed interval is called as period. So here values of hour hand repeats after what? 1 hour. So we can say that period of hour hand is 1 hour and hour hand is what? Periodic. Now we are discussing what? Periodicity of trigonometric function. So we have to check whether the trigonometric functions are periodic or not. If they are periodic, then we have to find out its period, means its value repeats after a fixed interval. What is that fixed interval? That fixed interval is called as what? Period. And we are discussing how to find out period of the trigonometric function also. Okay. So now before discussing this condition which is satisfying by periodic function, let us revise some important result which we have studied in the last in some last videos. We have seen that values of trigonometric function can easily be find out using what? Standard unit circle. If this is the position of the point, at that time coordinate of the point is what? 1, 0, because it is a standard circle, so its radius is 1, and since the point is on x-axis, so its y coordinate is 0. So here coordinate of a point are what? 0, 1. Here coordinate of a point are what? -1, 0. Point is on x-axis, so y coordinate is 0, and this distance of this point from y-axis means x coordinate is equal to radius, and radius of unit circle is what? 1, but the point lies on negative direction of x-axis, that's why here x coordinate is -1, and here coordinate of a point are 0, -1, isn't it? So now we are observing that if the position of the point is here, at that time what is the value of theta? Theta will be equal to what? 0 degree. So at 0 degree, what is the value of sine theta? Sine theta means what? Y coordinate. Y coordinate is 0 here, isn't it? After completing one revolution, this angle will be equal to what? 360. 360 plus 0 means here 360 in radian can be written as what? 2 pi. 2 pi plus 0. This is at the same position. After completing one revolution, what result we are getting? 2 pi. 2 pi means 360, and 360 plus 0 will be 360. Again, if we are completing one revolution, this will be 2 pi means 360 plus 360, 720. 720 can be written as what? 4 pi. And 4 pi, but initial angle is what? 0, so it can be written as 4 pi plus 0 also. Now again, if we are completing one revolution, then 2 pi plus 2 pi plus 2 pi will be equal to 6 pi. 6 pi plus 0 means at all these angles the position of the point is here on the standard unit circle, and at that time value of y coordinate is what? 0, and y coordinate means value of sine theta. Means for all these angles values of sine theta is what? Same. Means sine 0 is also 0, sine 2 pi plus 0 is also 0, sine 4 pi plus 0 is also 0, and sine 6 pi plus 0 is also what? 0, because y coordinate represent the value of which trigonometric function? Sine. That part already we have discussed in the first video, isn't it? Now here check whether this condition is satisfying. Sine, here function f is a function, but here our function is what? Sine function. Which function? Sine. So sine 0 is also 0. Sine f of x will be equals to f of p plus x, where p is some constant. P is what? One constant. F of 2 pi plus x, f of 3 pi plus x. If all these values are equal, at that time we can say that function is what? Periodic. So here also we can observe that sine 0, sine 2 pi plus 0, sine 4 pi plus 0, sine 6 pi plus 0 are what? Equal to 0. So that's why we can say that sine function is periodic, because its values repeats after a fixed interval. So we are trying to understand this concept with the help of what? Graph. So for that purpose we are constructing the graph of which function? Graph of sine function. Okay, so first check for these values of theta, what is the value of sine theta. So first we are finding value of sine theta when theta is equal to 0. Already we have seen that sine theta is equal to, when theta is 0, this will be the position of the point, isn't it? And y coordinate is nothing but value of sine theta. So here we will get 0. Pi by 2 means 90 degree. 90 degree means this will be the position of the point. And if at this position, what is the y coordinate? 1. Means here sine 90 is 1. 90 means pi by 2. Here after 180 degree, 180, pi means 180. This will be the position of the point after 180 degree. And here y coordinate is minus 1. So we can say that sine pi is minus 1. Again 3 pi by 2 means 270. Here will be the position. Here y coordinate means 0 is the value of what? Sine, because we know that y coordinate is the value of what? Sine theta. Here y coordinate is minus 1. Again here y coordinate is 0, isn't it? Now negative angles are there. In case of negative angle, direction of rotation is what? Clockwise. So we are rotating the initial arm in clockwise direction. 90 means we will get, this will be the position of the point, where y coordinate is what? Minus 1. So here minus 1. Again for 180 it will be 0. Again for minus 270, minus 3 pi by 2 means minus 270, we will get 1. Minus 2 pi we will get 0. Again continue this will. So here we will get minus 1. Here we will get 0. Here we will get 1. And here we will get what? 0. After 2 pi also we will get similar type of values. So using these values, this theta we have considered on x-axis, and sine theta we have taken on what? Y-axis. And joining this point we have got graphical representation of which function? Sine theta. Here if you observe the graphical representation, check that. So this value from 0 to 0 means in between 0 to 0, which point lies? 1, 0, minus 1, and again 0. Means again check whether same graph is repeating. Yes, same graph is repeating. Okay, on this side also check that same values are repeating. Again here also same values are repeating. Means we can observe that if same values are repeating, means similar type of graph is repeating, means we can say that the function is what? Periodic, isn't it? So here we can say that sine function is periodic. Now let us try to find out domain of sine function. Domain means what? Values on x-axis. So here values of x-axis, sine theta takes the values on x-axis, and x-axis is nothing but what? Real number line. So on whole real number line, sine theta takes the values. So that's why we can say that domain of sine is what? R. And value of sine theta are on what? Y-axis. So values on y-axis are called as range of the sine function. If you'll observe, this is also real number line, whole real number line, but sine theta takes values only in between what? Minus 1 and plus 1. Its value lies only in between what? Minus 1 and plus 1. If you'll observe the graphical representation, you will come to know that value of this graph belongs to what? Belongs in which interval? Minus 1 and plus 1. That's why we can say that range of sine is in between what? Minus 1 and plus 1. Here this bracket means close interval. See, square bracket means what? Close interval. Close interval means it takes the values, sin theta takes the values in between -1 and +1, including -1 and including +1 also. Now we are finding, lastly we are finding periodic. Periodic means after how much fixed interval values of sin theta are repeating. Observe here from 0 to 2 pi. Okay, again same values are repeating from 2 pi to 4 pi. If we are taking difference of 4 pi and 2 pi, we will get what? 2 pi. Here also 2 pi minus 0 will be 2 pi. Means if we can observe that the values are repeating after which fixed interval? 2 pi. After 360 degree same values are repeating. Here also we can observe that this 360 degree. Again the same values are repeating after 360 degree. Again same values are repeating after what? 360 degree. Means here we can say that this function is periodic and period of this function is 2 pi, means after 2 pi the values are what? Repeating. In this way we have seen range, domain and periodicity, period of which trigonometric function? Sine function. This is one of the very important article. In 11th class very less examples are there on the graphical representation of trigonometric function, but this article is very important to understand trigonometry function in class 12th. One chapter, one part of trigonometric function is introduced in what? Class 12th. At that time you should have to know graphical representation of trigonometric function to understand that concept very properly. Now let us construct the graph of cosine function, and from that graph we will try to find out domain, range and period. Even we will check that the cosine function is periodic or not. So let us try to find out values of cosine function with the help of standard unit circle. We know that value of cos theta is nothing but x coordinate of a point on the standard unit circle. When theta is equals to 0, x coordinate is 1, means cos 0 is equal to 1. For 90 degree its value is 0 because x coordinate is the value of what? Cos theta. For 180 its value is what? -1. For 270 its value is 0. For 2 pi its value is 1. So for 5 pi by 2 its value is 0. For 3 pi its value is -1. For 7 pi by 2 its value is 0, and for 4 pi its value will be equals to 1. Now same value we are finding on what? Negative side, but here instead of using standard unit circle we will use one important result, that value of cos minus theta, value of cos minus theta will be equals to cos theta. Means either theta is positive or theta is negative, value of cos are what? Equal. Means from this result what we will get? Value of pi by 2, cos pi by 2 and cos minus pi by 2 are what? Equal. What is the value of cos pi by 2? 0, means minus pi by 2 is also 0. Cos pi is -1, so cos minus pi is also -1. In the same way here also we will get what? 0, then here we will get 1, here we will get 0, here we will get -1, then 0 and 1. Once all these values are known to us, using this value let us try to construct the graph of cosine function. What is the value of cos minus 4 pi? Will be equals to 1. So here we are getting +1, here we are getting what? 0. Then for minus 3 pi its value is -1. So here somewhere we will get what? -1. Then again 0, then again 1. Observe the table. Then again 0, then again -1, then 0 and what? +1. After +1 at pi by 2, observe the table, its value is 0. At pi its value is -1. At 3 pi by 2 its value is 0. At 2 pi its value is +1. At 5 pi by 2 its value is 0. At 3 pi its value is what? -1. At 7 pi by 2 its value is 0. And at 4 pi its value is +1. So once this position of all these points for these values of theta are known to us, draw a graph joining these points. So we are constructing a graph joining these points. So in this way we have got the graph of which function? Cosine function. So this is the graph of what? Cos theta. On x-axis we have considered the value of theta, and on y-axis we have considered the value of what? Cos theta. So by observing this graph we have to check whether the function is periodic or not. If you observe this graph, this much part, observe this part, okay? So check whether same values are repeating. Again same values are repeating, again same values are repeating, isn't it? Whatever maybe this graph is there, again same graph we are getting, again on this side also same graph we are getting, again on this side also we are getting same graph. Means if same values are repeating, we can say that function is periodic. Means cosine function is periodic. Now let us try to find out its domain. Domain means values on x-axis. It takes all the values on x-axis. That's why whole x-axis means this whole real number line. X-axis is our what? Domain set. Range set means values on y-axis. Take that cos theta takes the values on whole y-axis or only in between -1 and +1. We can observe that it takes the values only in between -1 and +1, including -1 and including +1. That's why we can say that range set is nothing but interval from -1 to +1, including -1 and including +1. And if you observe the period after what fixed interval the values are repeating, so here observe that here value is 1, again value we are getting 1 at what? 2 pi. Means we are 2 pi minus 0 means will be equals to 2 pi. Means after every 360 degrees same values are repeating. Here fixed interval is 2 pi 360 degree. So we can say that function is periodic and its period is how much? 2 pi. Again same values are repeating in this interval, means in between 2 pi and 4 pi. And if to find out this length of the interval, subtract 2 pi from 4 pi. 4 pi minus 2 pi will be 2 pi. Means we can say that function is periodic and the period is how much? 2 pi. Means the length of fixed interval is equals to what? 2 pi. Now let us try to construct the graph of tangent function, means graph of tan theta. So we know that value of tan 0 will be equals to what? 0. So here 0 is there, so tan 0 will be equals to 0. Tan pi by 4 means tan 45 will be equal to +1 and tan minus 45 will be equal to -1. Tan 90 degree, pi by 2 means what? 90. Tan 90 is what? Infinity. Infinity means it will graph is moving toward what? Infinity, as tan takes the values very close to what? Pi by 2. Means the graph is moving in this direction, isn't it? So graph is moving in this direction. At pi by 4 it will become 1 and at 0 it will become 0. In the same way on this side tan minus pi by 4 means minus 45 will be equals to 1. So here we will get 1, and as it moves toward minus pi by 2 means its value is moving toward what? Minus infinity. It is going very close to what? Minus infinity. Means we can observe that the graph lies in between what? Lies in between so here we can observe that the graph is moving from toward what? Minus infinity to plus infinity. At pi by 2 its value is plus infinity, at minus pi by 2 its value is minus infinity. Here also if we are finding graph in this interval, we will get the similar type of result. Here somewhere we will get 1 and here we will get what? -1. Means this will be the graph of tangent function in this interval. Okay, it will moving toward infinity, and on this side here we will get -1 and here it will be moving toward what? Minus infinity. So here also in this interval also we will get similar type of graph here. Here we will get 1 and here we will get somewhere what? -1. So means graph is moving from minus infinity to what? Plus infinity. Means check whether similar type of graphs are there. Yes, similar types of graphs are there. That's why we can say that same values are repeating, and since same values are repeating we can say that tan is a periodic function. Now we are trying to find out its domain set. If you'll observe here, the values on x-axis are nothing but what? Domain set. X-axis is nothing but what? Whole real number line. But check whether tan function takes the values on whole real number line, or at some point on x-axis value exists or does not exist. Yes, at pi by 2 value of tan is what? Infinity. Means tan does not exist at what? Pi by 2, at 3 pi by 2, at minus pi by 2, at minus 3 pi by 2. Now here if you will observe, the coefficient of pi by 2 is 1, here 3, here -1, here -3. Means coefficient of pi by 2 are odd numbers. Odd numbers are denoted by, now first let us check that even numbers are denoted by 2n. If the number, whatever maybe the number is there, if it is multiple of 2, at that time we can say that it is what? even number. And if we are in this even number, if we are adding 1 in any even number, let's say 6, if we are adding 1, we will get what? 7. 7 means what? Odd number. In this even number, if we are adding 1, we will get what? Even number. And in this even number, if we are adding 1, we will get odd number. And our pi by 2 is nothing but what? Odd multiple of pi by 2. Here multiple of pi by 2 is what? Odd number. 3, here 1, here -1, here -3 is the multiple of what? Pi by 2. On this side again we will get -5 by 2, on this side we will get +5 by 2. These are odd multiple of pi by 2. At this point value does not exist, means here we are taking minus. Minus means what? Tan theta takes the values on whole real number line except at odd multiple of pi by 2. Here we can say that n belongs to I or n belongs to z. I means what? Integer. Integers, all of you know, are very well known with integer. 1, 2, 3, 4 are positive integer. -1, -2, -3 are what? Negative integer. 0 is neither positive nor negative integer. If I am substituting n is equal to 0, so here we will get 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 into pi by 2 is pi by 2, means here we will get this point. If I am replacing n by 1, 1 into 2 is 2. 2 plus 1 is what? 3. 3 into pi by 2 is 3 pi by 2. Means again if we are replacing n by 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 into pi by 2 means multiple of pi by 2 is what? Odd number. If I am replacing here value of n by -1, -1 into 2 is -2, -2 plus 1 it's -1, -1 into pi by 2 is what? Minus pi by 2, means we will means this represents odd multiple of pi by 2, and at odd multiple of pi by 2 value of tan theta does not exist. That's why we can say that tan theta takes the values on whole real number line. Difference means except at odd multiple of pi by 2. That's why here we can say that domain set is a whole real number line, means whole real x-axis. Difference what? 2n plus 1. 2n plus 1 means what? Odd number, odd multiple of pi by 2. At this point value of tan theta does not exist. That's why we are excluding those odd multiple of pi by 2. And if you'll observe the values of tan theta on y-axis, it will take the values from infinity to what? Minus infinity, means tan theta takes the values on whole y-axis, means this real number line y-axis. That's why we can say that range is whole real number line, isn't it? So it will take my values from minus infinity to plus infinity, means it takes the values on whole real number line. Which real number line? Y-axis. That's why range is whole real number line, means whole y-axis. Now we are finding period after how much fixed interval values are repeating. So these are the values. So from pi by 2, if we are subtracting minus pi by 2, pi by 2 minus pi by 2, so will be equals to pi by 2 minus into minus will become plus pi by 2, pi by 2 plus pi by 2 will be equal to what? Pi. Means here we can say that period of this function is pi. Using the same method, we are able to find out domain, range and period of remaining three trigonometric function cot, sec and what? Cosec. So just simply construct the graph of this function. The values on x-axis are nothing but what? Domain. Values on y-axis are nothing but range, and observing that graph you are able to identify that values are repeating after how much fixed interval. That length of that interval is nothing but what? Period of the function. So this graph of remaining three functions are given in the textbook. So try to draw this graph and you will easily able to identify the domain, range and period of remaining three trigonometric functions. In the next video we are starting our last exercise from this chapter.